Okay, we're going to do an incline Smith machine chest press. Let me throw a little bit of weight on this, give it some resistance. Now, this is a great exercise for your pec muscles, your triceps, and your shoulders. Let me show you what that looks like, okay? Your pec muscles adduct, or bring your arms across the body like this, okay? Towards your midline. So when you're doing this motion, I'm going to face you and show you when you're doing this motion, your elbows are coming towards the midline of your body, so your pecs are working. Triceps are also working. They straighten your arm, and your front and your side deltoid muscles. The front deltoid muscles raise your arms up like this, the side raise them up like this. Everything works together in this one motion, okay? So it's not just a pec movement, but it's primarily a pec movement. So what I've done is I've inclined the bench to 30 degrees. I can make it higher up if I want. I can do it at 45 degrees. You'll find most benches at gyms go from 30 to 45 to 60 to about 80. They don't quite go to 90. I like to do it between 30 and 45. Otherwise it becomes a little bit too close to a shoulder press. I also like to take this elevated a bit, because when I'm sitting back like this and the weight is pushing down here, what it's trying to do literally is slide me out of the seat like this. So if I angle the seat up a bit, it's going to be less likely that I slide out of it. Two, when the seat's up like this, now I find it, if I have a footrest like this, I'll put my feet up on that footrest and not on the ground, okay? If not, I can put a plate or two on the ground that I can put my feet on. Whenever you're doing a lying down chest press, you want to have your knees higher than your hips, okay? That's just more stable. So here I'm thinking about 5 points of contact. My feet are 2, my butt is 3, my shoulder blades that I squeeze together to expand my chest are 4, my head is 5, okay? The motion itself, when I'm doing it, I breathe in and out. In, out. Because I'm on an incline, I'm going to be using a little more shoulders than I would if I was doing a flat bench press. So what happens generally is I move up the chest. If I'm doing a flat chest press, I lower the bar to about mid-chest. If I'm doing an incline, I tend to lower it higher on the chest. Okay, so this technically uses more of the upper pectoralis major muscles and more of the shoulders. So because you're moving towards the shoulders, you're going to find that you can't use as much weight here as you would on a flat Smith machine chest press, okay? So the cool thing about a Smith machine is that the bar is fixed on 2 poles on a bearing system, so it can't rock side to side or like this. So you have more stability. That means that you use a little less stabilizer muscles, or rather the stabilizer muscles are still used as much, but they're not used for stability as much as they're used for strength. So you can actually load up more weight on the bar here than you could on a barbell bench press, okay? The disadvantage too is that you're not working the stabilizer muscles, so you're not training the stability in the shoulder joint. Stability is very important in an overall training program. So you're going to want to do this sometimes, dumbbells sometimes, barbells sometimes, okay? So here's the movement. I have 5 points of contact. I'm going to tighten my core. I don't want to arch my back like this, otherwise it starts to become a flat chest press. I want to kind of stay crunched flat on the seat so that I'm on an incline, okay? My hands are a little wider than shoulder width apart. My forearms are always going to be pointing straight up and down through the full range of motion, okay? So I'm going to unrack it, and I do that by pushing it up and cranking it backwards. I have to maintain that crank through each rep, and then when I'm done, I crank it forwards, and I make sure that I look both ways to see that it's on the rack, okay? So I'm going to breathe in, out, push it up, crank it back. I'm going to breathe in as it comes down, and out. In, out. Tight core, flat back against the seat. I don't want to arch my back so that it becomes a flat chest press. Breathe in, out, in, out, in, out. I'm going to push it up, and I'm going to rack it by cranking it forward and make sure that it's connected. So for safety. So what you want to remember is if you have shoulder problems, don't come down any more than your arms are at 90 degrees. Don't go for a full range of motion. If you don't have shoulder problems, then you can come down all the way, okay? If you have a temporary shoulder injury, go easy. Don't use a full range of motion until you're rehabilitated, okay? Great movement, the incline Smith machine chest press.